So let's go a little deeper down the rabbit hole of this reality versus illusion question, because maybe it's really important. What if it's so simple that the real world is the world where peace and harmony and joy exist? The abstract world of thought-created conceptualizations, that's the world of problems and I problems and egos and anxiety and depression, because everything centers around that main conceptualization of an I. Once that goes, or once that's viewed at for what it is, a thought, then the whole conceptual world collapses. It might just be as simple as what Dostoevsky said. He said, thinking is a disease. Could it be that simple? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover whether numbers are real, because we would swear by them, but we've all been seduced into this world of abstractions, and we mistake it for the real world. So we're looking for peace and joy in a world of abstractions, but that's not where peace and joy exist. They're in the real world. And it's as simple as meditation and mindfulness, because that's all these practices do. They're practicing being in the real world. So what is real? It's as simple as what can be consciously experienced. What is consciousness? Do you live a day present in the now, or are you thinking about the past and the future? Are you thinking about I problems? That's the difference between the two worlds. But we're so convinced of when it comes to numbers. But let's put it to a simple test. If the real world can become conscious, can we become conscious of numbers? So yes, you can become conscious of 3 cars or 3 pens. But right now, put it to the test. Can you become conscious of the idea of 3? And you might have 3 blobs in your mind's eye, but those are still 3 blobs in your mind's eye. Now, to contrast us Westerners that have so easily bought into the idea of numbers as being real, let's go back to the Ph.D. Remember this culture of South America where they're defined by the immediacy of experience. That defines their culture. They could not be seduced into believing in numbers. And so Dan Everett worked with them for 8 months. Intelligent adults of the tribe, they could not count to 10. They just wouldn't buy it. They couldn't add 1 plus 1. And then a very simple task where you put 5 or some other number of things in a jar or can, and then you have to remember how many are in there. They couldn't do it because they can't be pulled into the world of abstraction because they're too happy being in reality. And that's the trick. We're looking for happiness in the wrong world. And it might be very interesting because the word Maya, meaning illusion, if you trace its roots a little bit, it actually is tied to the word for measurement. And of course, that's what numbers are all about. And that's what our world is all about. Measurement so we can judge. Once you have numbers, you can measure things and then judge them against each other. Who's the most successful? Who's the richest? Who's the smartest? And what will we do with a day without numbers? Well, if our numbers are gone, our judgment is gone. And so you have a test. You might say, well, I'm not sure I buy into your test of reality. But it's interesting. I haven't had any comments that argued with it because maybe it's so simple. To be real is to be conscious. Numbers cannot be made conscious, at least their idea cannot be made conscious, so they simply aren't real.